I'm back. Whew, the things I've seen. You wouldn't ask me, and I wouldn't tell you, because the things, I've seen them. Whoa. On with the review. Alright, what do we have today? We got Little King's Story, it seems. What the hell's that? I don't know, I didn't play it. PC just played it. But he wrote some stuff. That's good of him. Alright. Little King's Story has to be one of the most underrated and unknown games for the Nintendo Wii. Okay. It's a strategy game developed by Sing. With a C. And published by Rising Star Games. It was released for the Wii in 2009. That was 6 years ago. You play a small king in a colourful land, both full of treasures and dangers to encounter. The beginning of the game, the start, has you building an army in order to defeat the Oni king and take over his land for your kingdom. That's very selfish. You must use your civilians as your royal guard to defeat enemies. Build bridges, and collect items to trade for Bol. That's the in-game currency. It's called Bol for some reason. B-O-L. I don't know. I'm not a game. I don't come up with these things. I read, I review. All these rees.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You start off with a bunch of carefree adults in your little kingdom and you assign them jobs. It's like Brisbane. Like being Centrelink in Brisbane. You get that job. You get that job. You don't get a job. No, not you. You go over there. Yeah, you stay there and be depressed. Be depressed. You don't have a job because you're stupid. I'm Centrelink. Oh, we're getting political here at Sardonic Pickle Reviews. Let's not be that. Available to you at first are the hard-working farmers, who are good at digging holes, and the grunt soldier, who are adept. I don't know what word is good for that. Are good at fighting. This is the part I'm up to in the review, so I'm folding the paper. Eventually, as you progress, you gain access to more jobs, such as carpenters, who can build bridges, and buff lumberjacks. It's a different type of job. Carpenters don't build buff lumberjacks. And buff lumberjacks, who can cut down big logs, and buff lumberjacks, who can cut down big logs blocking areas. Not so hard. If only the person who wrote this was a little bit more intelligent. After you defeat the Oni King and learn of 6 other kings that are awaiting their defeat at your hands. As you defeat these kings, you rescue a different princess and work your way to uniting the world. This is one of the points of the game where it stands out above the rest, like me. Each king is a boss fight, and each fight is different. One king might test your knowledge of the game so far in a quiz with a twist. Another may challenge you with climbing a very tall mountain full of deadly obstacles, so they aren't just a matter of sending in your army and defeating the boss. As you progress, you'll receive letters in your royal suggestion box. Some of these offer opportunities at defeating numerous sub-bosses, once again each with their own style and strategy. So preparing for a fight is a must, and figuring out which character type to bring each successful essential. Figuring out which character type to bring becomes essential. Someone's pied. Once you defeat these sub-bosses, you can expand your kingdom further, which allows more further buildings and different types of workers. I shouldn't have said that extra further. This is the satisfying part of the Little King's story. You start off with very humble beginnings, like Jesus. Your castle is closer to being a barn at first, like Jesus. As you defeat some kings and gain riches, you eventually have something much more fitting for a king, like Jesus. Not only is expanding your castle satisfying, but seeing your kingdom grow and the population booming is immensely rewarding. Just looking at the game, I don't have the game near me, you might be able to tell how comparable to Pikmin it is. You control an army of small people, each with different strengths and weaknesses. However, there is at least one major difference. In Pikmin you control 100 nameless creatures, who are dispensable. In this game, each individual has a name, and although they're pretty much the same personalities, just the fact that you're sending these people with names into battle, you kind of care about them, because they have names this time. They're not just, you, go, die, jeez. You're just like, no, you go, but don't die. Try not to die. Please. If you die, I won't feel sad, it'll be more like, oh, that's annoying. When your best soldier dies, which it announces, it's actually sad because you're used to seeing that person hanging around your kingdom. You know, just like hanging around, loitering around. Oh, there's Josh. He's chilling with Lily and they're in love now and they got married. I know that because I was playing the game. And now Josh is dead and Lily's a widow and she's single mum, you know, on Centrelink. And they're not giving her a job because she won't. They're not even paying her because she won't even play for the jobs that they want her to get her money. So, you know, Lily's all going, oh, I want money, I'm a drug addict. And Josh is like, I'm dead, I can't do anything. I used to be able to do when I was alive, but the king's job was to give me a job, but he didn't. I was a carefree adult, and now I'm dead. Lessons. It sounds weird, but all this just adds to the overall charm of the game. I have to remind myself I'm talking about a game, not myself. The story is told through very stylistic cartoons, and the in-game graphics are pretty impressive for the Wii. Not exactly Mario Galaxy, but they have a certain beauty to them anyway. They're just so colourful and vibrant. Hey, how's it going? I'm vibrant. I've got a colourful, vibrant, but it's not about me, it's about the game. It's always about the game. As king, it's not just battle after battle. Sometimes you must sit on your throne and spend money. You spend money on building more houses so more citizens can move in, as well as upgrading the school or donating to the church. Citizens can fall in love. When this happens, you can send them into the church to get married, and a stork delivers a carefree child. Carefree children can be used to climb trees for certain items. I didn't do that because I couldn't be bothered. But I knew that they could. I read up on it. Lazy. As you rescue the princesses and invite them into your castle to live with you, they eventually give you sub-quests that involve finding and collecting different things in the world. I didn't do this, but it's a nice bonus to those who like to complete games. So I feel it's my duty to mention this. It's my duty to you all. Stop folding the paper, dude. It's also interactive and satisfying of a kingdom. Seeing it grow and seeing your citizens become happier leaves a good feeling after battle. I'm exhausted, but you're happy, that's okay. Selfish. Of course the game has some flaws. It'd be nice if it was easier to select which citizens you'd like in your royal guard. as the system you're given is a bit clumsy. Also in battle, you'll find yourself constantly scrolling through the citizens, and you have to find the right type to use. You do get used to it after practice, but there is definitely room for a tweak here. Tweak. Also, the AI of your citizens isn't the best. They'll be falling off ledges and not making it up the stairs, which can be tiresome and frustrating if you need a farmer, only to notice he's falling behind because he's stuck behind some steps. Friggin' farmers! Jeez! These flaws are noticeable and can interrupt the flow of the game enough to warrant some minor angst. However, they aren't big enough to detract from this being an incredibly fun game. William Tell's Overture. Yes, that's right, I know what that is. It's this song that everybody knows. As a battle theme, gets you pumped up for a Guardian battle. It's catchy and it didn't have to be an original tune. The title theme of the famous Bolero by a guy that I can't pronounce is just as perfect in describing the game to you. It doesn't just talk to you about the game, it's music. You kind of have to like listen to the music and you're like, oh, that kind of suits the game. It doesn't literally say this is a game about this. It's grander than what you think it is. Nearly there, nearly there. Don't worry. We're getting there together. Well, I'm alone. But the sound effects of the citizen and the battle are pretty cartoonish, but that's appropriate and welcomed. Come in, welcome, welcome. It adds to the fun of it. The game doesn't take itself too seriously, which is a nice change in this day and age of gaming. The original score of the town is my favourite. It's sweet and relaxed. A bit like me. Yet emotional in some ways. I can be emotional. It may just be me. But I really enjoyed the whole game's soundtrack. The world's music complements the graphical style generously. So at a party, the music goes, "Hey, you're looking good today, graphical style." And graphical style is like, "Good, thanks. I can't speak. What do I say in this social context? I'm too busy on my social media and my phone." Kids, pay attention. Overall, the game was a pleasure from start to finish. It had a learning curve. It was the chair, I swear. At first, but once you know how to play the game and see your kingdom expanding, it becomes simply satisfying and rewarding, like owning a sea monkey. You know when they're so tiny and it grows. They're not a real pet. Bobo, why did you go? It's honestly one of the most underrated games of all time. I enjoyed it immensely and recommend it for anyone with a Wii or a Wii U, because Wii U are backwards compatible with the Wii, so you're good. You can still play it. Oh, it actually knows. Oh, what does it get? It gets a 9 out of 10. Why? Because it's my channel. Yeah, subscribe. Please. Please. So you come across an area that you might not be able to get to without a certain power up. So you keep that in mind for when you do have that power up, and then you can go back. When you do have the power up, you can go back and Bob's your aunt, Dre's your aunt, Hick's your cousin. Yeah, let's have a party.